Well, hey, thanks so much for being a part of this training series. Y'all have been sending me emails and comments and telling me how much this training is helping, and it's really so exciting for me to get the opportunity to help you create consistent, great sound. You've sent in some great questions, which I'm going to answer here in a bit, and I will also reveal a proven game plan for implementing these techniques, not just for yourself, but for your entire team. I mean, imagine creating great sound every single week and then expanding that out to a team. This will help you grow your team and get to a point where no matter who is behind the mixer, you'll get consistent, great sound. For the last decade, I've been teaching people the easy way to create great sound, and it's an honor to now have over 40,000 subscribers coming to me to learn these things. You see, I learned the hard way, and so you don't have to. So just consider me your 10-year shortcut to great sound. Now, not too long ago, I taught these things at the annual Church Front Conference. I put myself on the line by picking somebody in the crowd who had never mixed before. And after a few minutes of teaching a complete newbie, I set her loose to create her first mix in front of everyone. I've done this many times before, just not in front of a live audience. You see, I absolutely love training newbies, and it was exciting to watch her create a solid first-time mix. It wasn't perfect, but everybody in the room was impressed. You see, the 5 simple techniques I taught you in the previous 2 videos work wonders. Now, if you're just tuning in to this series, you can access the previous 2 videos by subscribing using the link below. In the previous 2 videos, you learned how to apply these 5 techniques to vocal channels, which raises a good question. Do these same techniques work on instruments and drums? Yes. These 5 techniques will work on any channel, whether it be vocals, drums, guitars, keyboards, or any other instrument. Actually, take a listen to what it sounds like when you apply these techniques to every channel in your mix. Here's a before and after.
Thank you, Jesus, for the blood applied. Thank you, Jesus, it has washed me white. Thank you, Jesus, for the blood applied. Thank you, Jesus, it has washed me white.
Amazing, right? I simply applied the 5 techniques I taught you in the previous video to every channel, and that is the difference that it made. Wow. Now, another common question is, can so-and-so really pull this off? I mean, maybe this is someone that you've been working with for a long time, or maybe you have a problem with all of your team members kind of mixing their own way. Either way, I can understand why you have doubts. You probably have already tried several different things to fix the problem. And here's what I can tell you. I've personally witnessed complete newbies of all ages quickly learn these techniques and use them week after week to create consistently great sound. I've even used this same training to help those with experience, whether it be right or wrong, to all get on the same page. You see, the key here is simplicity. Breaking it down into simple steps is the only way to get everybody on the same page. And you also have to walk that balance of requiring certain guidelines to be followed while allowing some freedom for personal expression. And that's why I keep my training focused on the foundational aspects of mixing. If everyone sets gain, low cut filters, compression, and reverb the same, you will have consistency across different people. It won't be identical, but it will be consistent. With that in mind, let me walk you through my 7-step process for getting the team on the same page. The key here is to take these one at a time so that they really settle in. The first step is to introduce them to the mixing triangle. When building a mix, this is the goal. The foundation is the bass guitar and kick drum. This is what determines the energy of the mix. And then on top of that is a balanced mix of your instruments and background vocals. And then you'll mix your lead instrument slightly on top of that, and most importantly, your lead vocal on top of everything. Now one thing's for certain. If you get the lead vocal right, most of the audience won't even notice what is wrong with the rest of your mix. Step 2 is making sure everyone sets gain the same way. Now, I went over that in the previous video. Step 3 is a low cut filter. Everybody should be doing this like I explained in the previous video. Step 4 is bus or aux sends. This is when you ensure that everybody knows how to adjust the monitor mixes. Now, the key here is to explain that each bus or aux is simply an additional mix on your mixer. That helps it click and clears up the confusion. Step 5 is learning how to apply simple EQ using frequency sweeping. This technique takes away the EQ overwhelm because almost any EQ problem can be solved using frequency sweeping. Step 6 is all about compression, and you can get into the weeds regarding compression settings, but don't do it. Keep it simple by setting attack, hold, and release to auto, and then focusing on the threshold, setting it to where the average gain reduction is around 6 dB. Step 7 is learning how to use reverb to bring life to the mix. To make sure everybody is using relatively the same amount of reverb, a good rule of thumb is to turn it up until you can hear it and then dial it back until it blends in with the mix. If all you focused on were these 7 steps, you would already have great sound every week, no matter who is behind the mixer. Now, the biggest problem you face is overwhelm by making it too complicated. There are plenty of YouTube videos you can watch that'll make your head spin. And it's not that they're wrong, it's just like icing on the cake. But icing without cake just gives you the jitters. And that's why I am focused on helping you bake the perfect cake. Focusing on these 7 fundamentals is key to consistent great sound, not just for you, but for your entire team and even the team members that are to come. So now you have my proven training outline in your hands. So use it to create consistent great sound for you and your team. I also want you to have my entire training system. For each of these things, I've created short, to-the-point training videos. You don't need to set aside hours for training. Just a few minutes each week before rehearsal will do the trick. I also have many cheat sheets available that you can print off and then leave it beside your mixer for quick reference. Now, all of these resources are organized in a step-by-step online training system that allows you to track your progress and the progress of your team. You'll be able to take personal notes that tie to each video and are visible to the entire team. My goal is to make this as easy as possible. You see, we all seem to be short on time these days, and these resources will give you in minutes what would have taken years. In just a few days, I'll email you instructions on how you can get access to my entire training system. Be sure to watch your inbox because I'll send you a special offer that will only be available for about a week. This special offer will only go out via email, so just to be safe, use the link below to subscribe to my email list, because if you're not on the list, you won't get notified about the special offer. And lastly, feel free to drop a comment or a question below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have friends from another church who would find this training series helpful, please share it with them. I'd love to help them as well.